conspiracy theory-esque, aren't they? Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm not a believer in conspiracy theories, but I love chatting about them or like hearing what people's theories are. You know, I dismiss 99.9% of them as complete horse, but they're funny. Like, I like hearing about them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, American Psycho is a good one. The setting of that and just I just quite enjoy watching stuff that's just got a good. They've put a lot of work into the sort of just background set, and
and the soundtrack,
the cars they're driving,
perfect.
the suits they're wearing. The only thing that bugs me, and this is the dumbest thing in the world, but you know, after he has the Huey Lewis monologue, and he kills that guy with an axe, straight after it, he lights a cigar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't get me started on this. I know what you're going to say.
And it hurts me because he gets a Zippo out, which is fine if you can use a Zippo. I'm not that much of a purist, but
a Zippo snob.
I'm not that much of a snob, exactly. Zippos are great, but and he just throws it on the cigar, just starts puffing away.
Yeah,
like it's just no finesse to it whatsoever. Like he's never smoked a cigar before in his life, basically.
Yeah,
and it just bugs me a little bit, you know.
When the character clearly has smoked many cigars.
100%, exactly. He would know exactly what to do, and he would be super anal about it, and he'd do it perfectly every time. That's the thing.
And isn't Christian Bale a method actor as well? So he goes through all this starving himself or steroids or whatever to change his weight and, you know, never losing his accent on set and screaming at poor little stagehands and stuff. And yet he won't, and yet he doesn't learn how to light a cigar. Yeah,
I know.
I mean, ridiculous.
And it's like what you see when he pulls his lighter away, I'm pretty sure half of it's not lit.
It's not.
There's black bits everywhere. There's barely any embers on there at all.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So that's the only thing. And it does bug me every time I watch it. So, yeah. But other than that, it's a pretty good film, I guess. I won't knock a whole star off of that.
Yeah. So the book, Bret Easton Ellis, who wrote the book. Apparently, because it's... Have you read it, by the way?
I haven't. I've kind of been put off it by a lot of people.
Really?
They've told me it's a bit much.
I loved it. I mean, it's gruesome. Yeah,
that's what they tell me.
It's very graphic. Like, if you've seen the film, you think, I've seen the worst of it. Nah, you've not seen the worst of it. You've not read the worst of it. And apparently it was, they had to sell it in plastic wrapping in Australia, so that, or Australian government said that they had to put it in plastic wrapping so that kids couldn't read it in like Waterstones or whatever. So, like, I can't imagine how many people go, have you heard about this new book from this bestseller in New York? Let's go in there and look at swear words. Like, so it's ridiculous for a start, but it's definitely bad enough to think like, Christ, like, I wouldn't want a kid reading it. Yeah,
sure. I mean, I think, to be fair, I think Australia are pretty, maybe not nowadays, but they used to be really strict on that kind of stuff. They'd like ban games, like 18 games that would like Grand Theft Auto. They banned that, I think, when that first came out. So they've got a history of this kind of stuff.
Surely not the original Grand Theft Auto, the like the top-down view of like a little car driving down the road.
Maybe not that one. No, I don't know. Maybe, but it's probably one of the more realistic ones where you can get like a prostitute in your car and then like beat her to death and then take her money back, like this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I never did that. I never played it. I wasn't allowed. My mum banned me from playing it. So there we go.
I just didn't have games as a kid. We had a PS1, I think.
Sure.
So I remember a couple of games like World Cup '98. I had France '98 football one.
Great.
And I had Brian Lara cricket. That was good.
Cricket game of the PlayStation.
Cricket PlayStation game, yeah, the most boring game in the world. And I'm a big cricket fan, but that game was boring. What else? World's Scariest Police Chasers. That was pretty good. That was like
the game.
Yeah. That was like it was like Grand Theft Auto style in the sense that you were driving around and stuff, but you were on the side of the law, basically.
I like it.
So you were in a cop car and you were going around like trying to stop criminals and stuff, but you couldn't get out. It was just a car-based one. You know?
That's interesting though. So you weren't really. So you had the PlayStation 1, but that's pretty old. So like you weren't really like surrounded by it.
Nah,
at all.
Didn't have a PS2, didn't have an Xbox, Dreamcast, or anything like that.
You know, there are days because I love, as you know, I love playing games when I get free time. And and I can get really lost in it. And there are times where I think, you know what? If I had never played games and I wasn't really into it, I'd be so much more productive, and I probably should stop. But it's that thought just flickers in, and then it just disappears under the fun I'm having
under the screams of prostitutes and the wailing of sirens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's interesting, man. I don't know if I had a kid, which I think I will do one day, whether I want them to be like me. I don't know, because they are great. They're
don't
great.
Don't be like
man.
your old man.
As long as you can keep a lid on it, you're fine. But that's the problem. It's a slippery slope,
Oh yeah.
I think we both know people that have taken it too far.
Gee whiz. Yeah, definitely. If you've got any sort of headset or ergonomic keyboard whilst playing these games, you've gone too far. Just so you know. Can I make a small interjection?
Please,
because I'm dying of thirst. I'm about to open the second beer of the show. This is Wainwright's Golden Beer, or Wainwright Golden Beer. Sorry. Ooh, refreshingly rewarding crafted golden beer, 4.1. So I've probably done these in the wrong order. Actually, I probably should have gone Spitfire second, but I'm a free spirit.
Yeah,
and
nothing holds you down. Yeah. Okay, that sounds great.
So yeah, I think this will be nice and fresh.
Because I've been sort of near family the last few days, I have had access to normal television, which I don't normally watch. And there's been an advert that has got me craving a drink like no other. Okay. And you might have seen it. It's the Thatcher's advert. And I'm not a big cider guy. Oh. But have you seen the Thatcher's ad?
Jog my memory. Maybe I have.
So it's a guy in a hot air balloon, like flying extremely low. And in a comedic fashion, he's knocking things over and talking about how refreshing Thatcher's is, basically.
Yeah.
But then he's just got this pint, which is just the perfect pint. Like, you see the bubbles coming up. It's got a tiny little bit of foam head at the top. And then he just takes a sip of it at the end. And I'm just like, oh. Especially with this sun we've been having on and off.
They know how to make you thirsty, don't you?
God, 100%. And I don't even drink cider. Like, it's like the last thing I'll ever drink normally, but... Man,
nice. I do like a cider actually. It's I don't drink it very often, same as you, but and we're talking sort of pub ciders, like proper ciders.
Sure.
The ones with hilarious names and that have got a bit of chunks of apple floating in it, and they're like 10% stuff. Like, just proper ciders, they're great. They are good fun.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah, definitely.
I never think about it though. I always forget. Like, it never pops into my mind.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be in my arsenal going forward. Like, it's good to have a drink for every occasion, every situation. Because I think if you've got a good enough knowledge of what drinks are and what they taste like and where they go well, and is it a hot day drink, is it a cold day drink, and you can sort of pair that right, you're gonna have a better time, I think. It adds to it,
We've not spoken much about music. Recently, and I want to talk about Bill Withers.
Oh, okay.
Because he left us recently, but he's one of these guys that's like, he's got this huge back catalogue, and like everyone I know anyway, regards him as like a legend and all this. He's got all these great tunes and stuff. And I thought, you know what? I don't actually know much. I know Lovely Day and stuff, and but I'm like, I've got to dig back and find some good stuff. And he's got so much good stuff, like great tunes. Like, all his albums are like slightly different styles. Like, he sort of rides the genres of the time a little bit, and it's great. Yeah, but his voice is good, and he's always got good players on the records and stuff.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Yeah, so I just, the album, I think it's called Bout Love, which was from '78. That's my favourite, man. I mean, I like that sort of time frame anyway. I think just music was killing around those 78, 79, 80. They were like the best years.
Sure, okay.
But so that's my top tip for the week. Yeah, dig out some Bill Withers, particularly Bout Love.
Okay, I'm definitely getting on that train, because I do like Bill. I've got a love-hate relationship with him, because I've been trying to find my voice. and find what my voice is best suited for. And it's bloody hard. I need to talk to someone professional. I need to get some singing lessons, definitely. But I was like, Bill, with this, nothing's going to be too high. It's going to be, easy, good range for me. I think I can, let's give this a go. And, I can sing it, but man, his voice is so good. And it's just
deceiving, isn't it?
It's kind of hard to sing those lower ranges.
Yeah.
And get those low notes sounding as good and solid and comfortable as he does. And the long breaths and like Lovely Day and stuff. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So it's just, he's got such a good voice, and I just wish I could sing like him, basically. That's my only hate against him, really. Yeah. Jealousy, really.
It's just super smooth when he sings low, super round and warm. But then, like, there are lots of tunes where, because of the timbre of his voice, like, you don't think he's singing very high, but then if you try and sing along, you're like, God, it is pretty high, actually. Yeah. But it's just deceiving because his voice is so rich,
Yeah, it's kind of like the George Ezra thing.
Yeah.
Everyone says that he sings really low, but actually a lot of his songs are decent. They're out there a little bit, in some of them anyway.
Yeah.
He can go low, obviously, but he's got it's just one of those voices that's so bassy and so, like, thick. That it just sounds deep no matter what he's doing.
Mate, that's something I'd like to pick your brains on, actually.
Okay.
Recently, there's this huge wave of people, and I'm going to say mostly women, but there are definitely some men in this camp as well, don't get me wrong. But I think a lot of women, and they're singing this like weird voice. Yeah. That's clearly put on, right? And they don't speak in this voice. Right, so they immediately change as soon as they start singing, and you can hear it like over the years. Like it was the same with like Cyndi Lauper and stuff in the 80s. Like people used to sing in Cyndi Lauper's voice, and then like as soon as the Backstreet Boys came out, everyone was singing like Aaron Carter or whatever. It's like it's not a new thing, and it's not a thing that just women do. But I think at the moment there's this sort of like breathy, advert-friendly woman's voice that pop singers sing in. And I just think, like, I was going to ask you, I wonder what the age is when they think, right, I'm going to start singing in this voice now. Do you think they wake up one morning and go, do you know what? I'm going to sing in this voice, and that's going to be my voice now, and I know everyone's doing it on the radio, but I'm going to pick that one as well and sing like that.
I don't know what it is, man. I think it's just people. I think it's probably more a sign that they've come up without proper training. And they've been listening to their favourite artists, and they've been singing their favourite songs, and they've effectively just copied the accent or whatever. Like, I remember when I first started singing songs, I did this, like, award thing at college, and I never thought I needed to be a singer, but we were just short of a singer, and I had to sing a Biffy Clyro song, right? And, he's got this thick Scottish accent when he sings, and I would sing these songs, and people would say, like, mate, you're not supposed to be singing it in a Scottish accent as well. Like, you're not Scottish. It sounds a bit weird. Like, you'd go up, and I didn't even know I was doing it.
Right,
because your brain doesn't... Well, my brain didn't correlate the accent in the singing and the sound of the singing to what I was doing. I was just trying to copy it as best as I could,
Yeah.
Whereas what you should be doing is figuring out what the notes are, figuring out what the words are, and then singing the notes and the words in your voice. That's the ideal goal, right?
Well, yeah.
In theory.
Unless you're in a tribute act. Yeah.
Unless you're, of course, definitely not in a tribute. Yeah. That's the opposite of what you should be doing in a tribute act. But if you're trying to be an artist, you kind of want to be doing your own thing. And I think, I completely agree. It's like that Dance Monkey song. You know that one?
I don't, mate. I don't listen to music now.
She's an Aussie girl, so maybe you'll like her. But
right.
she dresses like an English chap. It's interesting. I don't know whether they dress like that in Australia.
Well, it's got like Burberry and like Nike
Burberry caps, like Nike trainers on.
She got a big gold sovereign on her middle finger that says "Mum" on it. Yeah.
You tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me if she did. But yeah, she had this massive song. I think it's called Dance Monkey. Anyway, yeah, that same thing, like almost like a baby voice, like.
Right.
Anyway, so I feel like if someone goes to like a vocal coach, a good vocal coach, the first thing they're going to teach you is how to like. Well, they did at ACM. Our music college where we went to. I would always talk to singers, and they were saying that they were being taught how to sing in their own style and not copying stuff. So I think that maybe is a sign that they're just copying subconsciously the songs they like.
Yeah.
Another thing that like it happened with I hate his voice.